Welcome to episode number 2. Ladies and gents, yes, gents, you guys are welcome here to, get some advice from us and all those things. Ladies and gentlemen, we have today lovely Nicole.
Hi, everyone.
Please say your name again. I love her name.
Zetske.
You said it so beautifully.
I love different names, like different people. But I think my most excitement is the fact that in the first episode, we spoke about how all of us are sort of separated. Afrikaans, English, Zulu, Xhosa. Little ma'am here has jumped. But I want to know from you, because I know that, obviously, I'm a black girl, and I know that a lot of my audiences are probably like black women, but there's so much in the Afrikaans space, so much great television, so much great music, even though like you may not understand it. So I was like, I want to speak to a group of women, one who has jumped on the other side, which is it's difficult, but it shouldn't be. And a woman who's absolutely killing it in the Afrikaans space. Because I know that a lot of women are gonna be like, but Tessa, I don't speak your language. Yeah. So how am I gonna listen to you or get into this space?
Zetske did Sevendeland.
Yes.
I did Binnelanders.
Yes.
Miss Education was me. What was your recent piece?
Diepe Water.
You know what? I actually watched that. Can I just say you were serving all kinds of like a white Viola Davis for me. You were killing it. You played this phenomenal attorney. I watched that.
This is literally the reason why I'm here. Because we are just so not in touch with each other, which is just why. I just don't get it.
Do you watch a lot of local television?
I do watch a lot of local television, but I will be honest, I watch a lot of television that's streamed. Terrible South African, but I don't remember when was the last time I actually had like DSTV, because I also just felt like so much of the content there was just so much repetition, and I was just more interested in almost independent media in regards to that. So I want to know from you, when did you choose only to be in Afrikaans shows, or is that just kind of
I think that's kind of just the way it's happened. I would love to do more English work. I have done English work, but I would actually love to do more. But as Nicole would tell you, it's not really an easy jump to make, because people associate you with, oh, she's an Afrikaans actress, or she's an English actress.
Yeah.
Well, totally. My jump was actually quite interesting because I am a predominantly English-speaking actor or woman with Afrikaans in my bloodline. So that work found there. But I found myself in recent years, just based on the way I look, doing a lot of black television. So I've jumped in and out. And sometimes for me, I go like, I would love to do more Afrikaans television and tell our stories and tell work for our people as well. But then you get, like you said, like Tessa herself, you get very pocketed views of consumption of media or consumption of entertainment. Like there are a lot of people who just watch, wherever Zetske goes, they'll follow, and they'll go like Afrikaans strong. Or where you go, they'll follow Afrikaans strong. And I think like the conversation shouldn't really be like us as actors, where we're going in terms of languages and work, but what is actually being written. And there's very little integration being done. I mean, we try here and there, but for the most part, it shows either predominantly Zulu, predominantly Xhosa, or predominantly English. And you'll have a bleed in here and there. But I think that's why we're still so segmented, is because that's how the art has been presented, or that's how the stories are being written. As actors, people often take it for granted. They think because we're in the front, because Zetske's on the billboard, because Tessa's on the billboard, she made all the decisions here. Actors are the last to get onto set. They're the last to be booked. They're the last to be considered. Let's do a round table, like vote here. How many times have you auditioned for something Wednesday, Monday you're on set?
Yeah, that happens.
But they knew about that project for months and months and months. So I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about when actors come into this space. As a number 1, number 2, number 3, you auditioning very late in the process. So, I mean, I would love to see more integration between languages and shows.
Don't you think that'll happen now with the streaming, with Netflix and Showmax? Because it's not SABC anymore. SABC 1 has got all the African languages. SABC 2 used to be Afrikaans. SABC 3 used to be English. Was very separated, and now with the
I think with
streaming,
streamers we're getting access to Afrikaans shows. I mean, we've just had a couple of like really heavy hitter pieces coming up. Same with Zulu, of course, same with English. But again, as a piece, there's no blending of it on the show.
Because
so again, your Afrikaans audiences are going to go find them.
Unless you know, you're not going to go into SABC2 and be like, oh, what am I watching there? But you're on Netflix and you're like, I like the way this cover looks. Let me just...
Let's see what it is.
Yeah. And come on, if you're going to watch anime and read the subtitles,
watch
an Afrikaans show. Watch something that you've never watched before you understand the language. And actually what I have learned as I've gotten older, hey man, the Afrikaans I understand now. Why didn't I understand this in school? Because I can just pick up the language now so much easier.
Because it's done in a way that's more accessible, in a way that's more... it's not pie in the sky, you know, you're not learning trappel van vergelijking. You're learning actual things the way like people who are first language speakers speak it, and the akkeltjies here and there, and the way that we make the language work,
And we were saying that back in the day, our shows were actually more integrated language-wise. Like, I'll use example of Isidingo. Back in the day, you found all the languages on one set.
That's true.
Yes, Isidingo was a great example of that.
A lot more blended.
We're literally tapping into first episode again because we want it. All of us want to be on a show that now you're not just learning from your actors and actresses around you, different mannerisms, different ways to say things, whatever. Now you're picking up different languages, and also, and they'll say that American acting is different to South African acting, and I really feel like probably even in our languages, our acting is different, which will then teach us more things and open us up to, I'm a learner, I love learning, open us up to be like, I thought I was gonna do the scene this way, but because of speaking to Nicole or Zetske, I think I'm actually gonna do it this way. I think
so
it's
look,
great.
for me, when it comes to the American or the America versus South Africa dichotomy of acting or the style of acting, and also our European, colleagues and counterparts, and our Spanish particularly, and our French particularly counterparts, I'm saying here, the acting is different. And I think there's always this conceived notion that because, look, American post-production as a whole is untouchable. We are on that level, but I mean, the large majority of our work isn't in post-production in that way, purely around budget. It's nothing got to do with talent. When it comes to acting, same story. I really think through the advent of pieces like Netflix, like your Showmaxes, like your Amazon Primes, I think we're actively showcasing that in terms of talent, South African talent stands toe-to-toe with the rest of the world, and we hold our own. I understand, like, historically and in terms of trends, the finished product doesn't look on par because they've got bigger budgets, they've got bigger studios, they've got bigger backing.
People forget
they've got royalties.
Yes, people forget. Look
royalties
in the eyes, dead in the eyes, dead in the eyes.
Did you guys know that in South Africa, it's right now not legally enforceable for an actor to make royalties? Which essentially means, have you guys seen Sarafina?
Imagine.
That plays every year. August month, ETV. Now, I'm not too familiar if Leleti Khumalo has made royalties on that, but that for me is probably one of the highest sort of in circulation shows, and none of the actors have made royalties off that. So essentially what that means is that you come to work, you work your 9 to 5 or your 6 to 6 or your 12 to 12, you go home and that's done. Your image is then used and owned in perpetuity for the rest of your life.
They can broadcast it
They can
over
broadcast
and over and over
on
and over.
countries in terms of multiple cut downs. They can take and use, and with the advent of AI, that is so dangerous. And the actor will not be paid a lick.
In South Africa.
In
if
South
it were in a
Africa.
different country.
Easy. We were going to all be driving in Maseratis. You know what I mean? So, and that's insane because I've got a couple of friends of mine in the USA who are working there. They're born and bred in the USA. And they're making about $20,000 per episode per year, just of royalties. Just of royalties. So 20,000 USD times what? 13 episodes. Even let's go smaller. 6 episodes. 20,000 times 6, 120,000 USD. Over 2 million rand a year for doing nothing and sitting at home. And now let's say you've got season 2, 3, and 4 of that same show. So it's 20 times this times that per channel that it's on. So if 2 channels, like let's say Kyknet and Key, are both playing the same show at the same time, double royalties.
Guys, this is why we're here. Are you listening to everything that is being told to you so that when you sit in a room yourself, you say, listen here, I know Kyknet, and I know, and this, Nicole told me. You see?
Yeah, so sometimes perhaps if you're, we've all had that thing. Sometimes perhaps law school is easier, guys. perhaps med school is easy.
Because once you get that medical degree, you're going to get a job and
You're going to get a job and you're going to work. I think
you're going to get an actress degree
yeah.
and they're going to say no to you for 3 years.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, it doesn't guarantee you any work
It doesn't guarantee you work, and I think that for me, I don't know, I might be, swerving off topic here, but when young artists come to me and they go, Nicole, what does it take? What's the trick? What's the thing that gets you from junior actor to seasoned actor? And that's got nothing to do with age, by the way, guys. It's got nothing to do with age. Junior actors get into the game at 30, 40, 50. It's just in terms of experience we're talking here. So women and men from all walks of life would go, what is the difference? And I go, it comes down to one thing. A deep understanding that show business is less about the show and more about the business. And only once you stop seeing yourself as an artist and engaging yourself as an entrepreneur will you be successful. Because, I mean, we're speaking a lot about the bad stuff now, but there's good stuff too.
Yeah.
There are those kinds of months where you'll make Oprah money.
Yeah.
And it's nice and you're smiling. And you can't look at that money as an artist. You've got to look at it as an entrepreneur. You don't know when your next job is coming in. I've come off the grandest stages in the country, and then I've not worked for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, because you're associated with a particular product now, and people just want to let the heat die on and they don't want to touch it. Or maybe no one's writing for you right now, because like I said earlier, actors, we're considered lost, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not writing for somebody who looks like me and has my skill set for the rest of the year. So once actors understand that you're a businessman, so if you're getting that Oprah money, don't go, okay, cool, I've got 150 grand. Now you want to go to the diamond walk. Leave Louis alone. Leave Louis alone. Leave Gucci alone. Take that 100,000 rand or 150, divided by 10 months.
Yeah,
now
literally,
you've got
pay your rent.
a trickle 15 for the rest of it, because you have to think that way. And actors achieve true success when they understand that principle. If they get that wrong and they've blown all their money, now they're showing up to auditions, acting from a place of desperation. I have to get this job because I've got to keep the lights on. It bleeds into your performance. The director can see it. You're making obvious choices. You're not going with what your gut is telling you. You're going with what they think they are. Then you're not booking it. Or you are booking it, but that director saw so much desperation that they're like, actually, this is what we've got as a rate for you, and it's half of what you're worth.
R2.50.
Ish. So yeah, I think for women, I think that's something that they need to know coming into the game.
They're always going to try lowball you. Every time.
And you've got to operate as show business is less about the show, all about the business. And I don't know, Zetske, what do you think? What do you think about that?
No, I agree. I think in drama school they should teach you more about how to manage your money.
Yeah.
Like we said in high school, why don't they teach us tax?
Exactly.
Teach us how to do our tax
Exactly.
in high school and stuff like that. Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
And
that's a whole-
commission and how usage works and what's the difference between usage and a day rate, because
Correct.
actors
And set
go
protocol.
into the industry
Yeah.
and they just have no idea.
Yeah,
And they get screwed over.
exactly.
What got you into acting?
Well, my parents were both
Sorry, I'm just such a
actors.
fan
No.
of hers. I'm just such a fan of
This
hers.
is what this is for. This
I'm just
is.
such-
I don't want it to be like an interview process. I just want us to talk.
Yeah. Do you know who her dad
learn
is?
from each
She just
other.
said her dad. Do you know who her dad is?
Thomas.
You know her dad.
I hate this question.
I love this question.
Your father.
Oh my God. He's a hero.
He's Obas from 7-Eleven.
We love you, Dad. Yes. I think I did not grow up in your house at all. I'm talking about your father from what I see on
Yes,
television.
your dad is all about
But I
dads.
just feel like you probably, when you said this is what I want to do, it was in the safest place.
I mean, I think
ever.
both my parents were like, "Oh, are you sure this is the road you want to walk?" Because I mean,
struggle.
yeah, it's not the easiest career path to choose. But so basically, me and my brother, we grew up in theatres and on sets. And I kind of thought that's what you do when you grow up.
You know
when I
what?
got
You didn't know
into
anything
school,
else, yeah.
and people are like, "Oh, your dad is this." I'm like, "Oh, is that not normal?"
Yeah.
You know,
Isn't
I just
everybody's
thought
dad
everyone's-
Obas?
Yeah. Everyone's dad's
Parents are on
Obas.
TV.
Well, Obas is all of our dads growing up. Yeah, for real.
I was there deep in 7-Line. Do I know Afrikaans? No, but I knew everything. I was there in Hilda. I was there.
But I know a lot of Afrikaans teachers in school actually
Suggest.
suggest like watch
literally.
7-Laan to improve your Afrikaans.
Yeah.
That's what our teacher told us.
So then your parents were both actors, and then from there?
So I think it's in my blood, but I think it was just kind of a natural process for me to follow in their footsteps. But I did have a lot of doubts in the beginning, like, is this really what I should do? And I actually studied psychology just to get something else behind my name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And did try and kind of pursue a few different avenues, but it's just so ingrained in who I
When
am.
it
It's just
calls
my
you,
passion.
there's nothing you can do about
Exactly.
it. I want to ask you guys, because obviously you're speaking about how languages are divided and stuff like that. Do you think that maybe then you've been typecast in your language?
No.
You feel like you're a different person. Every 2 weeks you're a different person. So definitely, one day she's boxing, one day she's in high heels and a weave of death. So do you feel like because people knew who your father was when you got into the industry, do you feel like maybe they tried to shepherd you or move you into a certain direction?
I've never actually thought of it that way. I think because, I mean, most Afrikaans people, or all Afrikaans people can speak English. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
like, obviously, why aren't we being considered for English roles?
Yeah.
So maybe, in a way, possibly, because I started out doing Afrikaans series and movies that maybe people see you only as being able to speak Afrikaans, which is interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about the industry in South Africa and even just Africa and how it's growing or not growing or how it's changing or not changing?
I mean, I think I did touch on this earlier. I think since the dawn of time, we have been sort of outranked by bigger studios, bigger budgets from other parts of the globe. But I think what's coming to the forefront right now, especially with the advent of, not the advent, but the evolution of streaming and that kind of things, that our talent stands toe to toe. You know, that's where I think we are. I think we're making big leaps and bounds. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with all the good work that SAGA's doing, the South African Guild of Actors.
Yep.
I work closely with the exco of SAGA, and they really are pushing. You know, Zetske talks about having to study psychology as a backup. I studied law as a backup. So my issue, or what I really wanted to do with those studies, is always bring it back to my game. You know, knowing everything I need to know about IP, about media law, entertainment, so that I can add value to this industry that I've actively chosen. And what's been really interesting to watch with everything that SAGA is doing is now they've achieved the right to actively bargain, collectively bargain. So SAGA, together with the PMA, can now set industry standards and protocols so people can't lowball us anymore. If the rate is, let's just I'm not going to put anyone's rate out there. Let's say the rate is R1.50 a day. The rate is R1.50 a day, full stop. The project cannot continue without R1.50. Or you can, but you can't get any of these actors that stand on the side of the board. You can't lowball anybody. We can collectively bargain to set industry standards. And this is what it is. Not to, be combative about it, but just to go, we need to keep these artists safe. This is what it's like to work for rates. And this is what collectively is on a protocol about sex scenes or this or that. To regulate the industry. And from that regulation, I'm also hoping they slip in our royalties because there's so many of my shows
They've
still
been
playing.
fighting so long. For
18 years.
Money.
18 years.
We need money.
18
Wow.
years.
That's a full-grown
But
child
do
going to
you
varsity.
guys think that we'll win that battle
Yes.
eventually?
Yes.
Yes.
We can't not. It's really impossible.
A lot of
not
us
to.
are also just being like, you don't want, we don't want.
Yeah.
A lot of actors are saying...
Push back.
Yeah, we're pushing back.
Yeah.
Abdul did a video the other day saying that he's done. He's leaving the industry. Like, the industry's just taken so much from him. They don't give him any money. They don't give him any real roles. So he's done. So a lot of us, people are studying so that as almost as a way out in case this doesn't work out.
A plan B.
Yeah. And that's gonna
But
kill
I think that, that'll
everything.
only work if we all do stand together.
But that's the thing, because it's not that we don't stand together.
We're scared, I think.
It's not that we're scared. It's that I have no right to tell anybody else what the value of R1.50 is. So for me, I can say no to R1.50 because I've got something else, because I'm emceeing, because I'm doing a voiceover, because I'm doing something completely different with one of my businesses. Another actor has to actively put food on the table for children.
Yeah.
And I can't tell somebody what the value of R1.50 is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I can't dictate to another artist what the value of a rand is, because we all
Our
gotta
home
eat.
lives are all different.
We all
Yes,
gotta
yes,
eat.
yes,
We all gotta eat.
Don't you guys find it, this is now a different topic, but don't you find it interesting when someone says, we've got a very low budget. The newest thing I heard was micro budget. We've got a micro budget, but you'll
Then
get
don't call me.
exposure.
I tried to work for exposure once. I went past Pick and Pay. I couldn't get Smart Shopper points
You
with
see?
exposure. That's my
Exactly, I
chat.
can't
Me,
fill
I
my
can't
car
fill my
with
car with
exposure.
Can I go to my landlord and be like, brother,
I'll give you
I'll give
exposure.
you exposure.
I'm going to take a photo shoot in this apartment, let me
Yes,
tell you.
but that's again back to my point. You need to start engaging in yourself as less show, more business. And go, actually not. And it's not really worth the effort sometimes to get on a soap opera box and bang your worth and go like, just leave it, let it go. Like, for me, it's also an energetic thing, and that's why I think I have sort of been more resilient in my sort of moving and shaking and building that IMDb profile, because I go, if this isn't it, something will come. We can't operate from a scarcity mindset. Not when other people are actively investing in Africa. We all know what's happening in June, July now. We all know a big move that's been made in the game. It's a big, there's a lot of great things happening. So we need to trust ourselves.
Yeah.
We need to trust our
And
ability. Our value.
Yeah, we don't identify as struggling artists.
Yeah.
I need to get that on a t-shirt. That's what I need on a t-shirt. I don't identify as a starving artist.
Starving artists, it being the business, nudity is the business now.
You think so?
Nudity, so many shows are having a lot of sex and a lot of nudity.
You done a sex
Are
scene?
you a nudity sex
have.
scene girl?
Have you done a sex scene?
I haven't
I
done
have.
nudity, I have done a sex scene.
I haven't done a sex scene. I've never done nudity.
I did a nudity.
Yeah.
It was my lower back.
Oh, implied nudity?
Yeah.
I have no issue with that,
Implied,
but there's
that's
no
fine.
need to see pink things, guys.
Why
No,
are we
you
seeing
really-
each other's
like-
pink
No,
stuff?
you don't
I
need
don't
to
think
see-
it's motivated. Well, hardly ever
My thing
Well,
is
not for
motivated.
sex.
What is it bringing to the story? My whole thing is like, does this nudity or does this sex
Yes.
bring
Okay, so there
something to the
was one
story?
time I considered full nudity front and back.
Okay.
Fully. And it wasn't a sex scene. In sex scenes, I don't think you need to see anything
Yeah.
because you know what's happening. We're all grown
Exactly.
adults. You know what's
Yes.
happening. This is not that channel.
Yeah.
This is not that platform.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
not, you know.
there's no
it's
O's
not,
and
other
D's
things. You know what I
F's
mean?
here,
Yeah.
you know?
It's not that. But when I have considered nudity, is when the character was getting stoned to death. And that is how it is done. And I said,
See,
for
that's
that,
for the
Wow.
story.
I might do it.
For the story.
But also for sex, you guys know what's happening, man. We all,
Guys,
all
because
grown.
you
Yeah,
can
I
just
agree.
and fall on the bed. You
Or
know.
imply it.
You know
Get
what
into
are
it.
we
You
doing?
can and get artistic about it and see the bodies moving and intertwining. But I think, you know, especially as a woman, I think the guys will have a different opinion. As a woman with my body, a guy can do 56 scenes. You can see his whole body. He bears no reputation. As
None.
women, we've got to be so particular about what it is that we do, because everything we do, it's a double standard.
Yeah.
You know.
All the time.
Yeah.
Every time. Twice on a Sunday. Twice on a Sunday. Yeah, for me, if it works for the story, if it's bringing something, like right now, as a black nation, the amount of stories that we have that are tribal, that will probably have our boobies out.
Oh, I
Or
see.
many,
Oh, like
many.
Shaka.
Yes. Or
No
many,
issue
many,
there,
many.
but again-
So, to the story.
Yeah, to the
but
story.
if it's just a, hi, we're at lunch, hara.
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not the way that we tell
oh,
art.
hi,
We
this
still
is how we
a
are.
very
Then we're busy
conservative, yeah.
humping. I just,
Yeah, we're still
Just
a
for
very
the shock value.
Yes, shock value. But we must understand we are a very conservative nation. For the French, the body is a beautiful thing. You know,
Yeah.
in Europe, you are able to. There's more creative
even on the
license there.
beach. So,
Exactly, even in daily life, there's a lot more. You've got to make art in response to society. Art and society are this ever-changing thing. They speak to one another. One is the reflection of the other at all time, and you affect social change somewhere in the middle, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Our country is not, our African nation is not as,
one-dimensional maybe.
no, we're not as liberated in terms of that kind of a thing. Granted, so our art should not, because then it's going to
Exactly.
shock.
Yeah.
And I think that's the intention when we're seeing overt nudity everywhere.
We
I just
want
go,
people to watch the show because it's a good show, not
Yeah.
because A, B,
I
and
saw
C are
Zetke's
naked.
boobies, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Is there a character, whether it's been performed by somebody else, whether it doesn't even exist, who would you ever want to play? Do you want to be an assassin? What?
I have been an assassin, actually. That was so much fun.
That does
The
sound like-
weapon training on set and everything.
I
that
would
was-
love that.
Yeah, but I would definitely like to do that again. Like I recently watched Black Doves with Keira Knightley,
Yes.
and that's just such a nice role.
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my goodness,
yeah.
she did such a great job. I think in terms of roles that exist, I'm a big musical theatre fan, and with Chicago coming back,
I was literally going to say
Velma
that.
Kelly
Velma
is
Kelly.
one of my dream roles.
She had it coming.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's
so you're
gorgeous.
a theatre baby as well?
We both are.
Yes, I know. I love how different theatre is.
No, that's a different beast.
And
That's a whole
TV,
other athlete.
because
Yeah.
there's no mistakes there. There's no
Yeah.
take it back.
Which
Let's
one
do
would
it
you
again.
choose if you could only do one for the rest of
I've
your life?
actually never done theatre,
Okay.
but I think I'd love to try theatre.
Okay, do they pay the same?
Imagine they did.
Okay, imagine
I
they
know
did.
they don't, but
Okay,
imagine they did.
Imagine they did.
I think because I also want to be an assassin, I don't know how that would play on
true.
the
That's
stage.
I'm just
true.
going to give you guys all of my scripts because those are all the roles that I play, like those action stuff.
Literally, that's why I was like,
Yeah, that
we want to be action stars. She is an
one.
action
So
star.
I'm not.
What
my
do you don't
dream
wanna be a
role would
princess
not
girl
be.
role or
no, I
something?
played princess roles, Miss Education, Kings of
Yes,
Joburg that comes
yeah.
out now. I've done the beauty and the wife and the. I love all of those things. I'm really into. Or my dream role is still in the action space, but I'd love to play Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Or an equivalent. There's
And
a lot
the one
of.
that is there is Pap. So is perfect.
I'm not going to comment on that because I want to work for the franchise one day.
We love you guys
So
so
we love you
much.
guys so much. I know, but I think something along those lines, like a Wonder Woman, I'd redo. Or I know Tomb Raider's just been done.
Ooh,
Kill Bill
I can
has not.
see you in that.
Kill Bill has not.
And you
Tomb
are a
Raider's just
blonde.
been- yeah.
So, like Hella.
So something of that kind, or maybe even why not? There's so many beautiful Marvel stories and DC stories of action heroes that haven't been touched, who are technically brown women.
Yeah.
Why not do that?
Wow.
Something like that.
All
I
the brown
wanna-
women are waiting for you guys.
Yeah, so I want to, that's where I want to do. I also want to fly my country's flag high.
Yeah.
So whilst, of course, everyone has aspirations to the States and to be there, our work now plays there because of streaming pound for pound
Yes.
that we did with BET last year and Paramount. I mean, that's a South African piece. South African cast Zulu, Xhosa, and English is spoken throughout that show.
Love that.
It's now #1 in BET on primetime, 9 o'clock on a Wednesday in the
Exactly,
States.
my international baby.
So I always want to keep making work, no matter what it is. I think one thing for me, if somebody asks me, what do you really want to do? What is your thing that sets your soul on fire? I go, eintlik, any role. As long as I can honor my people, honor our stories, honor our land in some way, shape or form. So if that is speaking the way I speak so that people can hear, so that other small Nicoles coming after me know it's
You
possible.
don't have to have the American accent.
You-
to
or
be a
do the
leading
American
lady.
or do the American accent, but in that press tour or in that engagement, I'm going to speak so proudly of my country. You know,
Wear our
that's something.
clothes,
Yeah, wear our
fly
clothes,
our
those
flag.
fly the flag. So no matter what piece it is, I'm hoping it's Wonder Woman, Kill Bill, Tomb Raider, Marvel, hit me up.
Universe.
But
Universe.
I mean, that for me is the most important thing as an artist. Like I think, you know, at the back of it, sure, there's a thing of, you know, telling stories. There's a part of what we do that ultimately is public facing, whether you like it or not. You're going to be a familiar or a recognizable face. But I think something that for me personally, as an artist, as a woman of color, is that I'm so incredibly proud of my lineage. I'm so incredibly proud of where I was born, and that's something that I want to leave on. I get emotional about it. I want to leave on every floor that I'm blessed enough to perform on. That is so important to me. I don't care what the price is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That can't be bought.
Yeah.
So I think to answer your question, long story short, doesn't matter the role, as long as I can fly my flag.
Yes.
Where were you born? Sorry, I mean,
Cape Town.
okay.
Cape Town. I'm from Cape Town, born and raised. And then I moved to Joburg for work like 8 years ago.
And how has Joburg treated you?
Oh my God, I will never leave.
It is great because not all, but a lot of Cape Townians are like, oh, Joburg. They think Joburg is Gauteng.
Yeah.
They don't know that there's like a difference between Joburg and Pretoria,
Yes.
for instance. But they're like,
Yes.
oh, Joburg, that's a terrible place. I'm like,
It depends
it's really
on the person
not.
and the pace that you
Yeah,
like, right? So
it
I go
literally
to
depends
Cape
on the
Town.
pace.
So here's the difference between
calm
Joburg
down.
and I don't like calm. So I can't stand it. The pace of Joburg speaks to me. The work that I like is made here. Yes, of course, there's a whole bunch of international beautiful films that are made in Cape Town, and we've got great landscape. But for me, Joburg is making the things that I want. Joburg makes me the artist that I want to be, and I enjoy being that person. Like, it's also like I like working in a particular way. My pace and intensity, it suits here. In Cape Town, even dinner, let's not even talk about work, even dinner. You tell one of your friends in Cape Town, listen, dinner at 7, let's be there 7. They're messaging you 8:30 to tell you they might be late. What? That's the Cape Town thing.
It's the coastal living.
The mountains,
just to make you
sea.
just relax and chill.
Yeah.
But quickly, because we're actually wrapping up.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Wow. Time
This
flies
is
when you're having fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You were talking about Cape Town and the industry and how it's got so much international work. It really makes me sad that we know that they're coming here because we're cheaper. Because they're coming here for our cheap labor.
It's not really the cheap labor, right?
I really hope with the sagas and everything that also boosts all the international, all the people that are doing
Totally,
international
but that's
work.
regulation.
Yeah.
That's regulation.
Yeah.
So if they come, but like firstly, yes, it's cheaper, but it's not cheaper because of labor. It's cheaper because of landscape. So Cape Town, you can make look. That's why it's
Like
famous.
America.
You can make it look like anything in the world. Europe, Australia,
Just drive half an
Asia.
hour and you've got a whole
I forgot what I was watching.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
that's Long Street. Why are you saying this is Budapest? That is Long Street.
Long Street, literally.
Right?
So you can make it look like anything. And as an extension of that, yes, cool, then the labor is cheaper. But they are flying in their own DOPs, their own lighting guys, and unfortunately, their own actors.
The DOPs also here, they don't play around.
Yeah.
A lot of DOPs here, the directors and the boys behind the camera, they always play around.
Yeah.
So you're paying me what I want or I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Ladies, I want
great.
you to look into your camera and just give advice to your people. So that Afrikaans girl who thinks she can't break out.
Okay. So I would say the best advice for upcoming actors or for an actress is don't ever take rejection personally. Rejection is redirection. And it can be really tough when you don't get that role that you prayed for and that you were really hoping to get, but just believe in the bigger scheme of things and that there is a bigger plan for your career.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I needed to hear that myself.
Yeah. The amount of times you will cry
Sometimes we forget.
in this
I know,
industry.
right? The disappointment is real.
Yeah.
And you, ma'am?
The advice I would give to aspiring actors is what I said before, and that is that show business is less about the show, all about the business. So for any young actors and actresses out there who want to get into the game, I encourage you to really understand what it means to be in that, in terms of money, in terms of earning potential, in terms of tax, in terms of all of those things. Have a look at the full scope of it, what your art really entails on the back end, and then make your decision from there.
Nice.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the wrap on our second episode. I really hope we answered the questions that you had and gave you information that you didn't even know you wanted.
Yeah.
And see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And please, you have to follow the girls, have to consume their work. We're all trying to bring back the Rainbow Nation in television. All of us being together, all languages, just creating our beautiful content.
Bye, guys.